Good morning, everyone, and we are back out here this morning to work on our Stage 3 motor build. And this is what it's going to be going into today. And last night we went ahead, tucked everything away in the garage. So just went ahead, moved our table in, put our motor aside. So we need to get that back out here. And what we're going to be doing today is getting that thing all timed, get it to a complete lawn block to where it's ready to go into this car. And hopefully we'll be doing first start today. So this video should be pretty fun. Let's get to it. Now to start off our morning, what do we need to do here? So we need to get our timing covers out, get those all cleaned up, ready to go back on here, so that way we can start getting the same time. We do need to go ahead and put our front main seal on as well as our crankshaft sprocket gear that slides onto the crankshaft, and that's what runs the timing belt. So we're gonna get those parts out, we're gonna start getting these timing covers cleaned, and you guys are gonna be super proud. I did plug the camera in last night, so let's see how good this battery does today, because we're gonna probably have quite a bit of time lapse and getting this thing in the car.
You better have that thing by the month. Love can't have so much conflict, even at 4:44 in the morning. Let my chair turn around, let it roll, cause I'm in control. Friday night, on 56, light a match, yeah we lit. Give her what she worked for, but I ain't promising no promises. She took me to the back room, gave me what I wanted, then she looked back. Ooh, let the games roll, then she looked down, I'm in control. Anything for couple dineros. You can do now. You can do now. You can do now. I'm a killer on the loose, got my gun now. I'm a killer on the loose, I'm a beast man. I'm a killer on the loose, got my gun now. I'm a killer on the loose, I'm a beast man.
There we have it, guys. We have a fully timed, ready to go lawn block, and we are now ready to move on to getting our exhaust manifold on and turbo kit, so that way we can get our intake manifold on and this thing will be 100% ready to go into its car today. So let's get that turbo manifold, well, let's get the header, which is normally called an exhaust manifold, up pipe. That way we are all ready to roll for when we get back to get this thing going in the car. There we have it, guys. We got our turbo kit all the way on the car. Everything's ready to go. Turbo is loosely mounted onto the up pipe so we can clear the transmission like I've told you guys about before. But this thing is ready to go. Some of you might be asking, what turbo is this? This is a Blausch 1.5 XTR. I don't see any markings on the turbo or any numbers, which is kind of weird for a Blouse turbo. So it could be an off chance it's an off-brand name. Hopefully not, since he did buy it from a reputable shop, and that's what they said it was, and he bought it brand new. So kind of hit and miss. It does work, so shouldn't have any issues there. This thing is all ready to go. We just need to put our intake manifold and wire harness on this thing, and we can get it in the car. And we are doing pretty good on time. I'm freaking sweating like crazy out here. It's already 90 degrees. Right now it's around noon. I'm gonna go run and grab some oil for the car, coolant, and a couple other parts I need to get today. So I'm gonna hopefully do that trip in about an hour. Don't want it to take any longer than that, so we can get going onto this car. So I'll check back in with you guys as soon as I get back. We are back from running our errands, and obviously the motor is all together. I went ahead and threw this thing together. Only took a couple minutes to get that thing ready to go to get in the car. And I figure you guys have seen me do this enough. You can tell Josh is back. He's got more work to do on his car that we're still holding off on, you guys. And you can tell we're both kind of dying out here because it's warm as hell. Still like 90 degrees out here. Starting to get some shade. But this car has a brand new ACT street duty clutch on it. You guys seen I like to use those. And once again, always leave the turbo a little bit loose so that way we can clear the transmission. I already have the car in the air, and I got the transmission up in the air because I show you guys jacking up cars plenty of times. So this thing is ready to go in, and now the only thing really left, drop this thing in. Hopefully it gets cooler. Slam dunk. Let's go. So we got the engine all the way in. As you can tell, I have most of the accessories already installed. We did get the fuel system all hooked up, so really the only thing left now is to go ahead and put the downpipe on, the top mount, intake, and radiator. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out since you guys seen me do that multiple different times, and then we're gonna be ready for the first startup.
You just did the engine an hour ago.
Josh, why are you pulling your engine? What's going on?
Nothing.
Why would you pull such a beautiful engine?
Just a little maintenance to it.
Well,
Some stuff out.
this is just a further sneak peek of what's going on in the background with Josh. Apparently he's pulling his motor, so that doesn't give you a hint as to what's going on.
What we're doing.
Turbo's gone, motor's coming out. I can only imagine. Well, keep you guys guessing.
Stay tuned.
What in the sand hell fucking Bob Builder doing? Look what we got. No. I don't know what he's doing. He's still building the house 2 years later. And we got good old Travis that makes a surprise visit. What up, guy?
Where'd my thing go?
That thing's still running?
I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
And
So busy with work, dude.
we're back out here this morning getting ready to fire up the motor build. But I'm gonna make you guys wait a little bit because I'm gonna catch up with Travis.
Hey, bud.
Jump.
Thanks, guy. Look what you're getting into. How's that AC working for you, bud?
Dude, I just recharge it once a week. It's running good.
Give you guys a proper introduction. What's up, guys? And we are back out here today. This is obviously in the morning of the next day. Last night when we were finishing up the car, I forgot that we had some plans to go out with the wife, so I ran out of time. I did get the thing pretty much 100% dialed in, ready to go, but I forgot one crucial thing last night, and then obviously I forgot it this morning. And as you guys can see, we have a nice leaking spot there. I'll put it down there so you can see. Coolant, I didn't have the lower radiator hose onto the thermostat housing, so obviously when I filled it up with coolant, there went all my coolant. So, dumbass, but got that figured out, obviously, and we got some new coolant for this thing, so I had to go run and grab that. You guys saw Travis and Kellen were over this morning. Kind of nice. Took a little break, hung out with them. And yeah, so now we're pretty much ready, guys. I'm going to get this coolant in the car and prime it. And then we're doing the first start. So you guys will see. So I'm going to put that in, prime this, and then let's do that first start, guys. So there we go. We have oil pressure. I don't have any more of a leak than what my dumbass had created with the coolant. So nothing underneath the car. Everything's looking good. No fuel leaks, no oil leaks, no more coolant leaks. So we are good to go. Do a first start on the scene. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in this crankshaft sensor, which it's kind of, obviously I'm not gonna be able to show, but as you heard, just click that on. We are ready to go. So I'll set you guys up for the first start. I would say that sounds like a good first start if I had to say so. Thing sounds super quiet. Listen to that beauty, guys. That's what I'm talking about. So now obviously I gotta let the coolant system burp. As you can tell, we are burping away right now. So we gotta let that bleed. Obviously we need to keep watching for any leaks underneath the car, which I'm not seeing anything going on. Everything sounds good. I don't hear any exhaust leaks. This thing does have a stock exhaust on it still, so it's pretty tame. You can definitely hear the motor if it was loud. You guys can hear it now, what I mean. So this thing sounds freaking good, guys. Couldn't be happier. Everything's looking to be good. Obviously no check engine lights or anything like that. So gonna let this thing warm all the way up, and then we get to finally start this break-in process and let them know the car will be ready for the weekend. For some of you wondering, how long of a time frame have we had this car? I usually say 3 to 4 weeks for a stage 3 turnaround. This one we did a week and a half, guys. From the time the car was dropped off to now, a week and a half, and that was with ordering parts. So not too bad. I am definitely sure that he is going to be completely stoked and super excited for him. He is still expecting it to be 3 to 4 weeks. I haven't even let him know. I usually do Friday updates at the end of the week, and you get updates at the end of Friday. So you get updates at the end of the week every week there is, so that way you at least know what's going on. And now I'm going to give him the update that his car is ready for the weekend. So can't be happier. Gonna let this thing warm up, guys. I'm gonna bleed the coolant system, then we're gonna start going to do some break-in miles. I do want to put at least a minimum of 100 miles on this thing before I give it back, and then they can finish the rest of the break-in period, which will have a 4,500 RPM limiter for 2,500 miles, and that is the time of when the car has a warranty, is through that break-in time. I don't do warranties anymore, guys, on anything after 2,500 miles when you do a power tune. I find it easier if you guys know right off the bat that there's no warranty once you power tune the car, because there's so many variables that can go into that, you know, whether how it's treated, if you do light the light, or you beat on the car a lot, or you know, max power, things like that. There's so many different variables. I just think it's easier not to offer a warranty than to have the argument of why it failed and what we can do to fix it. So that is kind of answer that question. I know that's been asked before. First 2,500 miles of break-in under warranty, everything's covered. Then after that, when we do the power tune, there is no more warranty. So hopefully that answers you guys' questions. I'm gonna watch over this thing closely, do a little bit altering of RPMs because it is a brand new engine, and then I'll catch you guys up as soon as we start to break this thing in. Just finishing up our bleeding the coolant system process. The car is back on the ground. First stop for this girl is gonna be going to the car wash, because this thing definitely needs a car wash. It's pretty dusty, as you guys can tell. So we're gonna go get this thing nice and cleaned up for him. We're gonna go put the first 50 miles on it, drain the oil, and then from there, we're gonna obviously put some more BR1 1030 in it, like I always use, guys. And we're gonna drive it another 50 miles at minimum before I give it back. The next oil change is gonna be at 500 miles, and then we'll have one more at 1500, and then it goes to normal intervals after that. So for those of you that are curious when you should change your oil, I like to do it 50 miles. When you're doing cam break-in, usually you're gonna wanna drain the oil after that and then do a 50 mile. Some people just do the 50 mile. I'm a little bit more picky of that, but that's a whole different topic that everyone kind of goes back and forth on. So not to get into that, we are finishing this car up. Like I said, we're gonna go to the car wash, spray this thing off, and I got big news, guys. Can't be happier. We are picking up the head today for the Evo, and the head gasket comes today. So that means we should have everything to put this thing back together and start getting this thing back on the road for you guys. So you're gonna be seeing that video coming soon. A little bit of a leak for you in this one, but let's go ahead, seal our coolant system up. I need to put the cap back on there now we're all done. And then we're gonna go spray this thing off and get some miles on it, guys. Time to go get these braking miles on this thing, guys. Go get this thing a good bath, and then go get some braking miles on it.
Living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the